Welcome, Walnut. I'm Lara, but you can call me Laz, your host for Walnut Wednesday. This is your reminder to be brave, be yourself, and know that you can make the world a better place just by what you decide today. Here, I'm going to share my weekly walnuttings with you on a Wednesday. Hello, Walnut. It is me, Laz, here for another episode of Walnut Wednesday. Welcome! If you are new here, my name is Lara, but you can call me Laz. I am your host of Walnut Wednesday, the podcast. We have just clocked 3 years of this podcast and going, so welcome. And if you've been here since the beginning, thank you so much for your time. And if you're new, I'm excited to get to know you. So say hello when you are here in my world. I love when you share and tag me on your social medias and all the things, but you can also join my group, the Walnut Tree, to connect more for all the walnut goss, essentially. So this week, my walnutting, oh my lord, if you're watching this, you might be able to tell from the baggies under my eyes, I've just had an opportunity to shower. It's been a busy week in Walnut Land and Walnut HQ and just in household Walnut altogether. But my walnutting this week is I'm a mom. I have become a dog mom, and I thought I would tell you the story of how it came about, because it comes with a little bit of a story time. So basically, Geordie and I have our first child, and his name is Kevin, and he is an adopted little baby dog. You might potentially hear him snoring in the background because I managed to pop him in his little bed and have a shower. But other than that, I've been running around like a crazy. So Geordie and I have always said that for our first ever dog, we're going to get a rescue. We just have always said that, right? And then in the most recent years, Geordie's been talking about, I want a French bulldog named Frank. I want a French bulldog named Frank. La 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 la. And I've been like, I don't want a French bulldog named Frank because I don't want to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to a breeder for that kind of like morally and ethically, it condone to me, so if you're different, Walnut, that's absolutely fine. But to me, it just condones the overbreeding of dogs that, with their short snouts, they just can't breathe properly. So I was just like, I can't ethically, quote unquote, buy a new dog that I know is going to have potential issues with breathing, which like just breaks my little heart. So I've always been like, no, and Jordan would be like, I want Frank, and I'd be like, no. So this has been an ongoing, like, if you're our friends as well, Walnut, you'll know that this is like an argument that we've had for like a couple of years now about Frank, the French bulldog that Jordan wants. Anyways, so we're at the market and we walk past like an adoption poster. And top left corner, I kid you not, no shit, Walnut, top left corner, Frank, the French bulldog, 5 years old, available for adoption. I was like, what? That, like, the breed and the name and the 5 years old, like not even a puppy, so no, training and stuff. So our house, Walnut, household Walnut, is it's not, there's not much like backyard area, so it's not big dog friendly. So Nan comes over, but she doesn't live here. So it's Nan's like a second house, but it's not a place where it's not for a big dog to kind of roam around. So a little dog like kind of suits this house okay. And so when we were walking past and we saw that, I was like, this is too like divine timing-ish to not at least inquire and go and potentially just meet him. So we did, and before, when we had the appointment sort of all in place and stuff, we started looking up like French bulldogs and how much exercise they need and where they sleep and stuff like that, and it was becoming more perfect for our house, this like the way it's kind of laid out. And when we went to make the appointment to visit Frank, the woman mentioned like, oh, he does have really bad skin issues, and there's a big cost involved for that, and that was the reason why he wasn't getting adopted at 5 years old, because he's on like medication for life because he's got really bad skin issues because of the horrible way that he was not raised, but like he just had a really tough life, old Frank. So we were like, okay, let's work this out. We need a bit more information. And we went to meet him, and we loved him. And he was so cool and snorty and, just French bulldogish, just a real happy guy. Noticed that he was quite dominant. And we decided, like, if we love Frank, we will make the medical work, right? We will make it. We can pay that much. And if you get a new dog anyway, you never know if there's going to be issues or whatever. So like we're in a position where we can, and if it's helping Frank and it's rescuing him and all that kind of stuff, then we will, right? So isn't it funny, Walnut, that like Frank, the French bulldog, and then my like, no, I can't like buy a new Frank, but then there's like a Frank that's up for rescue. So like ethically, I was like, oh my God, this is just too aligned. So we're meeting Frank, and we love him, and we are prepared for all the costs of like that come with Frank, and all his little issues. And then we say to the lady who's sort of like putting Frank on the lead and stuff for us to take him for a walk, how's he with other dogs? And she said no. And immediately, like, red flag, we were like, what? Because this is Nan's second house, right? And so basically he was in like a foster thing, and there was this another smaller dog there, and he kind of like was really bossy with it and blah, blah, blah. So when we were walking, we noticed like Frank did wheeze on everything too. So he's quite a territorial. He's like the boy, the boss of all the things. So we were like, it broke our heart, because the reason why he wasn't getting adopted was because the money, because it costs so much ongoing for life, his medication and his special food because of his skin. And the one thing that we were prepared to pay for was that, but it was just that this is Nan's second home, and we couldn't have a dominant dog because Nan is such a gentle giant, as you know, Walnut. She's so submissive, and so like she's not timid, but she's like, she'll let people walk all over her. She'll let dogs walk all over her. She kind of is like, she'll just step away. That it would be so awful for us to know that Nan doesn't want to come here anymore into her second house. Like, she loves Walnut HQ. She loves when I do Reiki. Or, like, this is Nana's house. So it really broke our heart. So anyway, we decided maybe we can sponsor Frank and donate money to him and stuff, because we love him. We really, really fell in love with him, and he only is the way he is because he's had a hard life. Oh, I just love Frank. He is like, like if we didn't live so close to Nan because we're right next door, we would have adopted Frank, right? We would have. He would be here now. But we had to put our Nan first, Princess Nan, because she is a divine little angel, and we love her, and we all love her, right, Walnut? I know you love her too. So, and if you're new here, Walnut, if you listen to a few episodes back, like Nan features in quite a lot of them, grizzling to try and leave the room and and everything like that. So I rang the lady and I said, look, the medical wasn't actually an issue. It was just other dogs. And then they were suggesting like meet and greet with Nan. And we just knew that it just was a no-go. Nan is not a very social dog. She doesn't like going to places where there are other dogs and things like that. It's not that she's not socialized. She does her little walks and stuff. But it just, sacral and Geordie's spleen was just like, nah, it's not a thing. And so on the phone sort of explaining this, and she was like, oh, poor Frank. And I was like, oh, poor Frank. I was like, we love Frank. And so she gave me the email address of the lady to talk about like sponsoring him and donating money and all the things. And then she said, well, look, when you were up here at the shelter, did you see or speak, or like not speak, did you walk Kevin? And we were like, who the absolute hell is Kevin? And she sent a photo. And we were like, oh my God, he's pretty cute, right? And anyway, long story short, it just happened so bloody quick. This is in the space of like, so the Frank thing happened. We went to meet him that weekend. Then it was on the Tuesday that I rang up and she said, well, did you meet Kevin? And we were like, no, we didn't meet Kevin. So then the next day on the Walnut Wednesday, we went to go and meet Kevin. So it's in the space of like maybe 3 weeks, all of this has happened. And on the Monday just been, was Kevin's first day with us in the house. So we're on day day 4 with Kevin now. And Walnut, and that is my walnutting, right? We adopted a dog real quick. It just kind of happened. It was like, what the heck? It just all sort of worked out. So Kevin, you'll see more of him, but my walnutting this week is that I'm a dog mom. And it just so happened that I had taken some annual leave from work this week, and I was meant to be doing like walnut work, right? It's in preparation for all the walnut things, and also have a couple of goddess days and just have a break because I am at the end of my candle. I am on burnout. So I booked a little break, and it just all worked out timing wise that I would be here for Kevin's first week with us home. So me going back to work will be interesting, but it's been really hard, like being a mom, being a dog mom, and then like I think just being a mum in general. It is full of poos and wees. It is not on my timeline. I have done nothing that I wanted to sort of get done. But he's so cute. He's so cool and cute, and he's been such a good boy, and he's learning everything. And so because he comes from a shelter which is kind of like farmy, poor old little Kevin, he doesn't know anything about the big wide world. So he doesn't know what a road looks like, a car. When we had the TV on, he like freaked out because he didn't understand why he couldn't smell the person, but it looked like a person. So he's always looking out the window and stuff. And so it's been really rewarding seeing how much he progresses every day, and he's much more comfortable. I remember on day 2, he was like finally actually closed his eyes on the couch and had a little snooze, which he wasn't doing. He was just like looking around everywhere. So he's getting there and he's doing so well. But I think for me, Walnut, it's like, I know that it's hard work having a baby or having a dog and all the things. But my walnutting, I think, is just realizing that I need to push pause on a couple of things. But one thing that I really am struggling with is that it's not a resentment, because I'm happy with the situation. It actually worked out really well, but it's like I really, really wanted a break. And then it comes back to the Walnut Wednesday stuff, like my walnut working day, where it's like, just because I'm at home doesn't mean I'm free to vacuum and do the washing and do house admin, right? I'm here to do my walnut work, and this leave was booked for that. So I'm trying to kind of make it like for Kevin to fit into our life rather than making my life like around Kevin. But at the same time, he obviously needs to learn where to go poos and wees and all that kind of stuff as well. So that's my kind of like, I'm struggling with that a little bit, Walnut, because obviously I'm on leave and Geordie's gone to work. So I am the one. And as a recovering people pleaser and a 5-1 who and the person that just always is this person that organizes and does the things and the stuff. I'm really struggling with that, and especially at the end of burnout. So that's my walnutting this week, is just sharing with you. Well, I wanted to give you the story of Kevin anyway. And we obviously, going back to Frank, so we didn't adopt him, and we haven't done the sponsoring for Frank just yet, because obviously with Kevin, who we didn't expect to have to adopt, comes with all these extra additional costs. So we're just going to work this next couple months to see how much Kevin costs, and then maybe still donate to Frank, or just do like a little, if a couple $100 comes in or something, send it out for it to go towards Frank's medication. So we'll just see how we get on with that. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you. And also, Walnut, I think it's fair to share that when you're sorry, I've got pins and needles, I just have to rearrange. I think it's fair to say when you are like struggling with stuff, because I know, like, okay, I know we can't compare getting a puppy or a dog to having a human child, right? But I feel like the feeling of feeling like you're struggling is the same. And I think it is probably one of the hardest things to actually express when you are struggling. Like I did have a cry to Geordie, or I had like an overwhelmed cry, but that's when it's just sort of like built up and built up and built up. And I wonder if there's a potential way where I could have like just said like, I'm quite stressed, or like, I don't know, can you work from home today so I can do, I don't know. It's a work in progress, Walnut, but the ultimate walnutting is that I want to openly and vulnerably, I can't say the word today, just share that I'm finding it really hard. In a total dualical, polarical way, because it's so rewarding in watching Kevin like learn and progress, and for me to like learn and progress to just chill out and not have to think about what I have to do all the time. Side note, I actually think I have ADD, Walnut. Like I think I'm underdiagnosed, because I start things and then I start doing all these other things and I don't circle back until like it's been hours. And I think having Kevin as well has like clicked that into high gear, because I normally am like a functioning scatterbrain, but this has just really thrown me off. And there's so much stuff half started that I don't get back to till later. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I was doing that. So can you please tell me if you have this, because I would love to know, and any advice. But Walnut, I feel like saying that if you are struggling with something, it is totally okay and important to share that and have those safe discussions with the safety net people or walnuts that you do have in your life. And you're totally welcome to express things like this inside the walnut tree. We have a wonderful, beautiful community of people and walnuts of all walks of life that do all sorts of different things, that feel comfortable enough to like come in and share and have discussions in there. And it's just so much love. There's so much love inside the walnut tree, which is my group on Facebook. So please feel called to join, celebrate in there and share. But I just want you to feel encouraged this week, Walnut, to just share if something is bothering you. Be brave and have those either those conversations or a potential outlet that you may have where you just need to express yourself. Because sometimes things get bloody hard, and it's coming to that time of year where things are just getting stressful. There is a buildup of just life admin stuff, and it just gets tough. Right? So even if you have a cute little puppy dog, a wonderful family, baby, marriage, all the things, even if everything that you have, or most of everything that you have is truly wonderful, not every day is sunshine and rainbows, right? And that's something that I like will sing to the rooftops. So if it is a day where it is a bit butthole and you've woken up wrong, or you're just a bit overwhelmed, it is totally okay and valid. And I love you, and I'm with you, and I see you, and I'm here for you. So I'll wrap it up now, Walnut, but you'll see more of me and my new son, Kevin, of our little happy family, mostly happy family. But I'm actually about due to take him for another Poos and Wees. So on that note, have a happy Walnut Wednesday, Walnut, and I will talk to you next week. Bye!